Howdy out there, it's David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, and today's video topic is explaining the things you should not do if you want to be successful at selling final expense. There's a lot of videos I've done that explain what you should do and the good things to do to give you the best chances of success. So I figured, why the heck not put a video together of things that you should avoid, the rabbit holes to run away from, to give you the best chances of succeeding. Because I think there's value not just in showing you what to do, but what not to do. So, of course, my name is Dave Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group. Trade agents to be top producers in selling final expense Medicare and annuities. If you'd like to learn more about how that works, there's links above and below. Just follow them if you happen to be interested in finding an agency to work for. So we're going to talk today about the 5 ways not to sell final expense with success, or unsuccessfully, I guess you could say. So let's jump right into number 1, and that is cold calling to sell final expense. Look, I know a guy in the business, his name's Josh Jones. He sells the agent autopilot business. He actually started selling final expense cold calling, and it was kind of his starting point to make some money, invest that capital, and then to buy leads. But the vast majority of people in this business that attempt to try cold calling fail miserably. Now, why is that the case? Well, the case is that most people hate cold calling. It's pretty tough. You're talking to strangers. They're telling you to, you know what, go F off, or hope you die from cancer. I've heard that one before. And it's just a very demoralizing strategy that, yes, it works, but the truth is most of y'all out there ain't gonna do it. Cold calling face-to-face or cold calling over the phone. So the way I look at this, guys, is, you want to give yourself the best chances of success, right? Why would you employ a strategy, albeit it's low cost to execute, has the probably lowest success rate out of all the strategies? I just don't know, one agent who's successful cold calling, maybe 2. But in the world of hundreds and hundreds of successful agents, they pale in comparison because the rest of them, instead of cold calling, they buy some kind of final expense direct mail lead, telemarketed lead, Facebook lead, digital lead, something where they express interest in a desire to own insurance that cuts out a lot of that grunt work that for most people is very demoralizing. So don't cold call. It's exactly what I would definitely recommend that you avoid. Number 2 on the list here is don't sell with one company. Now, there are success stories of agents who only sell for one company. The reason I don't recommend it is because you lose so much opportunity to help the people that you're charged to help, your clients who are fixed income seniors with limited budgets and not very good health. And with one company, the problem is that one company is not the answer to everything. It's the answer to just their stuff, their particular conditions. Where when you operate as a broker and you have different carriers, you're in a better position to help your client with better quality coverage, many times at a superior pricing. The problem is if you insist on selling one product, and yes, it's simpler, you open yourself up to many more opportunities to be replaced, for the client to cancel you because it's too much to begin with, and just a lot of internal business issues that you wouldn't necessarily see as much had you represented multiple companies. So I don't recommend agents who have an entrepreneurial flair to them to sell for one company only. Be the smart business owner and represent, like what we do at Duford Insurance Group, multiple carriers, because that represents more opportunities to help clients. And many times you'll sell policies you would have never sold if you only had that one company. So that means more sales, more profitable sales, and at the end of the day, it's a better deal for your clients. Number 3 on the list here, the worst way you could sell final expense is with a multi-level marketing organization. Now you may be asking, well, what's multi-level marketing? How does it relate to selling final expense? Well, there's a lot of organizations that have the culture that we would mostly correlate or think of in relation to multi-level marketing. When I think of multi-level marketing, I don't think necessarily the hierarchy, the structure. I think of the push, the rah-rah, the showing off of airplanes and cars and all this conspicuous consumption, but not substance, not training, not coaching or development on actually doing something like selling insurance. And there are a lot of organizations out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been barraged in your inbox yet for invites to see their business opportunity, then you will. And a lot of them operate in this way where recruiting is equivalently important, if not more so, than actually selling. And the problem with that is it moves your perception or your focus away from what really matters, as far as I'm concerned, to be successful, which is getting in front of prospects that actually need and want insurance, and you know how to actually have the skills to sell them. Your training as a new agent, at least the way we do it at the Ford Insurance Group, is to train an agent how to successfully sell final expense. What to say, how to say it, what leads to use, what strategy to use, how to close, how to rebuttal, how to build value, how to pre-qualify. There's tons of effort put in to training an agent to do this. And if you join an agency where they talk about recruiting more than what I just talked about, you should run for the hills. This is not the way you want to start in final expense. And there's other problems with it too. It's likely your comp plan is structured towards recruiting, so you have low commission if all you ever wanted to do is sell. And you'll be just in a position where you don't have necessarily the best leads, the best training, support, mentorship that you could get if you joined an agency focused on helping you sell better. Number 4 on the list here is you don't want to sell final expense without pre-qualifying. So we've talked about some kind of just general structures to, how do you run the business, what kind of agency you want to join, how many carriers you want, what lead generation strategies. Now we're talking about the sales strategy. One of the biggest mistakes that I see actual final expense agents make is they don't figure out what motivates the client to buy. They go into a sales call and they just assume that the client understands how burials work and cremations work and why they would want to buy, without taking the time to slow things down and actually listen to the prospect about what's motivating them to be interested in the first place. Why do we care about pre-qualifying? Because you're just like Warren Buffett. You only got 24 hours in the day to do what you're going to do. And if you spend that time, that valuable time, let me add, with unqualified suspects that don't have a high odds chance of buying, do you think you're using your valuable time in the right way, or are you wasting it? It's a waste of time. What you need to employ in your final expense sales presentation, if you haven't already, is a pre-qualification strategy to determine if that lead you're seeing is actually gonna buy or not, with an objective system to determine that. That's what we teach at the Ford Insurance Group because it's vital. We spend the least amount of time with unqualified suspects that don't meet our criteria for buying, and the most amount of time with those that are qualified prospects that do meet our criteria. So don't sell this stuff without thinking through this stuff and understanding what makes your clients tick, or you're going to lose sales, be frustrated, and possibly fail the business. Number 5 on the list here, guys, this is a simple business. But like John Duggar said, one guy I interviewed, check out the interview if you haven't, is it's not easy. Simple, but not easy. And the thing that makes this business more easier, if that's a word, is to have somebody who has been where you want to be, who has been in the front seat, who has been through the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, and to get coaching, advice, and mentorship from somebody who's been in the same position as you. So what you should do in this business is enter with a humble heart. Enter with the idea that you don't know what you don't know. And maybe pairing up with somebody who actually does know what you don't know is a good strategy. So in other words, what I think as an agent coming into this business, you should absolutely work with a mentor, a trainer, and a coach. And you should not come into this business without it, because this business is way more difficult than you think. I'm an expert at making this business look easy, which sometimes really is confused as being simple. I present it as simple because it is, but many people think simple and easy are the same thing. They're not, okay? And you can make this thing complicated and hard very quickly. And it likely will be more that way when you begin. And having a coach or a mentor work through those issues makes selling final expense that much simpler. Not easier though. So anyways, to round this out here, what are the things that you need to avoid when selling final expense? Number 1, cold calling. Just stay away from that. Don't even go down that road. It's a waste of time and money. Number 2, don't work with one company. Generally, that's my recommendation for most people. It is a great way to shortchange your clients and your own family and your earning capacity for all sorts of reasons. Number 3, don't join an MLM unless you're just high on the recruitment stuff. Join an organization, an agency who is tasked with training as the most valuable component to their strategy and not recruitment. Number 4, make sure you learn a presentation that helps you pre-qualify your clients so that you spend more time with good prospects and the least amount of time with the worst. And number 5, don't enter this business without a coach, trainer, or mentor. This is a tough business. Don't let my presentation of this make it look too easy. It is a skill set and a performance-driven profession, and every professional performer, athletic or otherwise, has coaches, they have mentors, and they certainly have trainers, and you're no different. Hope that helps you kind of visualize what to do as well as what not to do to sell final expense successfully. And again, I invite you, if you want to learn more about joining my agency, click the links above or below. That'll take you to my website where you get to learn more about how the DeFord Insurance Group works. And thanks always for watching. Y'all take care.